Everyone, Dr. Smith, physical therapist here, and I wanted to make this video today before I headed out to see patients because I wanted to give you the most practical advice as a new grad physical therapist. Now, lots of you just recently passed your MPTE or are third years studying for your MPTE, or maybe you've already graduated and passed licensure and now you're looking for the most practical advice. So today, I'm going to try to provide that for you. First of all, congratulations on completing your education and passing your boards. Now, what is the number one piece of advice that I can give you as a new grad physical therapist? It's to realize that nobody is going to be your safety net. A 9-to-5 job is not going to support you when things get tough. Do not trust anybody. Do not trust your employer. Realize that you can have the best job for years. A pandemic comes and guess what? You're laid off, no benefits, nothing, and if you do come back, you'll come back at a lowered rate. The second piece of advice I'm going to give you is realize that if you're working in an insurance-based setting, that reimbursement is going to continue to decrease. We saw changes in SNF with PDPM and in home health with PDGM, though these changes were actually for the better in my opinion because they're more outcome-based, and if you're actually getting good outcomes, you actually are going to get paid more money now. But what we're seeing in outpatient is pending Medicare cuts that are coming. Trust me, there is nothing you can do about this at this point. They are coming. Now, why is this bad? It's bad because other insurances will follow. Unfortunately, physical therapists can't opt out of Medicare like physicians can. So you have to make a decision to either not see these patients or see these patients and just accept the lower reimbursement. I'm a big believer of creating your own value, not letting an insurance company or somebody else determine your value. Next piece of advice I'm going to give you is always have an exit plan, always have an exit strategy, always have something else going on in the background that is profitable and not costing you money. When it comes to money, and I'll talk about this more in my finance video, realize that if you're coming up on graduation, you're no longer having student loans coming in. Make sure you're prepared for that. Secondly, even though I help a lot of people get paid well in home health, even got new grads $109,000 pre-boards, you can actually get paid well in any setting. I actually helped a pediatric therapist the other day go from $64,000 to $74,000. So always negotiate that first contract because you don't want it to be 2-3 years later. And guess what? A new grad negotiated their first contract and gets paid $5,000 more than you. So always negotiate your first contract. Make sure you understand finances. Make sure you understand that if you're getting paid, say $100,000 for example purposes, you're only taking home $70,000 on a standard salary. Understand you will be taxed. I have other videos on this channel talking about taxation and finance. I'm also coming out with a new finance video, but understand that. Next piece of advice for you is do not go take a course on how to be the best new grad or things that don't matter that do not affect your bottom line. Do not give somebody $1,000 a month or so to coach you when that money could be put into paying off debt, into investment accounts, into a fund for a house, into other things. Make sure you're being smart with your money. You could realistically, say you're going to pay somebody $1,000 a month to be your coach, you could realistically just start buying options and you can make $100 or so a day just buying options. So realize that once you get good with finance, other things will come easily for you. Now, when it comes to finances, it really depends on the amount of your student loan as far as student loan repayments. I recommend reaching out to Will Butler or Joe Ranke from FitBucks. Those are my two recommendations for you to reach out to. When it comes to student loans, if you have, say, over $100,000 and you're not going to pay it off within a few years, I would keep those federal loans personally. I'll talk about this more in my finance video, but keep those federal loans personally because if you die, they can't be transferred to anybody. Or if you transfer them to a private loan, they can then sue your estate, sue your wife, etc. And it's probably best just to keep those federal, especially if it's a high amount that's not going to be paid off quickly, just because of the protections that are there. Now, when it comes to paying back debt, obviously, you can use Dave Ramsey's strategy. I'm a big believer of actually not using his strategy to his extent because I don't think he understands federal student loans, but at the same time, I would pay down the debt that stresses you out the most. Say you have a personal loan that's stressing you out more than a credit card loan, pay that off first. And again, I will talk about this more in my finance video, but just general advice for new grads. Make sure you understand finances. Make sure you understand you're going to be taxed. Make sure you understand that you are your own safety net and jobs can go away and you are nothing but an expense to a corporation no matter what they tell you. Now, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, please comment below. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share this video if you find it helpful, and good luck in your career, guys. Always feel free to reach out to me. All right, see you in the next video.